Okay. Let me tweet this out. Alright. Has summer started to kick in over there in Japan?
Yeah,
Oh
it
boy.
is. It's getting humid.
Not just humid, it's getting hot. I know there are a lot of like incidents of heat stroke over there, so
Yeah. It's mainly because of the concrete jungle. That's what gets it.
concrete jungle. My goodness.
Yeah, the Tokyo the city.
Yep.
But if you go to like the jungle, like the actual forest, when
Oh, my goodness. Let me just order my Snackerino.
okay.
I'm gonna give my driver a tip. Oh shit.
Hi, Numbskull.
Hey yo, Skull. Hello.
Oh, the internet, the internet DC'd.
Yeah, that's why I'm having it do that now.
Ah, yeah.
That's why my pre-roll is 10 minutes. We do be a bit smart that way.
Because I feel like whenever I see you streaming like 10, 12 hours, I feel like it runs very smoothly. Like when I see you at like say afternoon or nighttime.
Yeah,
just maybe when you start.
It only really does that at the start.
Okay.
I don't know why, but that's how it is. While we're waiting for the rest, let me test the scene out.
Alrighty.
Let me move myself. Okay, where is your ninja?
I think I had sent you I sent it in the.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh wait, did I? No, I think I did. I might have to make another one. Just a second.
Oh yeah, because it's the different one. That's not the view one.
No, I think I might have exited out of the program. I've done that before.
It's okay. It's okay. Come on, wait.
Oh wait, no, I didn't. It's still here. Okay, never mind.
Hopefully
It should be the one the most recent link.
This is the wrong link because
It is.
Yeah, this is for the website. It's not for the
Oh yeah.
Yeah, can you get the link for when you like add it as a?
Yeah.
Like the link should have view equals a bunch of letters at the end.
Oh, it says push. Okay. Yeah. I was like, add camera to OBS or
Yeah, add camera to OBS. And
no
don't forget
audio.
to mute the audio on the website.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's gotta remember now. Now I think I'm always messing this one up.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Now should be, yeah. That's correct. Yeah. View.
Yep, that's the one with view. That should be it. Rental Plus. There we go. Perfect. It's loaded in. I see you. Mari will be here in about 10 minutes. Well, she said that a couple of minutes ago, so we should be Gucci. And Blue will be a bit late, but that's okay.
That happens.
Hopefully, we clear the talk soon enough before you have to go to work, because I don't want to. I hope you don't miss the surprise. Because yeah, the OG Airbuster fight was meh at best.
I really wish I had actually done another, because I actually do have Final Fantasy VII, the original one, on Steam.
Oh.
But I really wish I had done a replay through before I got the remake. But I didn't expect it to come out so soon. I thought it was going to be end of the year or something.
Yeah, that's okay.
But no, 6 months. Like Epic only had exclusivity for 6 months. It looks like.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. And then Crisis Core comes out next year, then the other one the year after. Jesus, that's actually kind of a while. It's gonna take a while for all the installments to come out. If you think about it. Hello, Shika.
I said,
Good.
hey, Shika's here.
Oh, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning, Shika.
I'm
Alright.
drifting in heat because I'm trying to catch up to Blue's level. So I'm kind of speedrunning the game right now as we speak.
Alright, all good. But anyway,
Okay.
it is
what game are you
time
playing?
to start. I do want to cover some ground. And Mari will be here in a bit, so we may as
Got you.
well start with the preliminaries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, good afternoon, Foxtrots, and of course mutuals from channels from my guests, because we are practically part of one really big fighting game community at this point. But heyo heyo. So yes, right now I have with me, of course, the never toxic fighting game player PKT returns.
Never toxic.
Never toxic.
I don't even know what toxicity is.
Exactly. And of course we have the critically acclaimed Chip and Hapchaos main. Shika
Okay,
Shika.
there we go. Much better.
Mhm.
Hello, good
And
evening. Good morning to
joining
you,
us
everyone.
in a bit will be Mariva, and then later on will be Dip and Blue. And today we are going to talk about Street Fighter 6. I know it's been getting a lot, well, a lot being an understatement. It's been getting a hell of a lot of volume these past few weeks, even after its like extended teaser trailer. Capcom has been regularly releasing footage and info about the game, and people have rightfully been very hyped about this game. I know I'm hella hyped because it will be my first modern Street Fighter game to get into on launch. That looks very promising. So, of course, the topics we'll cover today are very simple. Of course, we have our first impressions, our first expectations, and kind of what we are looking for in Street Fighter 6. Alright. Now, before we go on, let's just ask simple questions here first. So, Sheikah and PK, what are your background in Street Fighter games? Let's start with you, PK.
Okay, I owned for PlayStation Street Fighter Alpha 3, and it was it was Tekken 3 and Street Fighter Alpha 3 that were my favorite fighting games for the PlayStation, the original PlayStation.
Dope.
And then I do remember having experience on a Super Nintendo playing Street Fighter 2, but I always thought it was like super hard. Like it was, as a kid, like as like a 4 or 5-year-old or something, it's like you can't play it. It was hard. And then I did play Capcom versus SNK. I also played X-Men versus Street Fighter. And that's pretty much my experience with Street Fighter. I do own Street Fighter 5, and I had bought that around the same time I bought Tekken 7.
And we are back. Alright, so what were you saying after CVS2, PK?
Yeah, so I did it. Yes, it was CVS 2. That was like before like Street Fighter 5. That was like my most recent experience with the Street Fighter. But I really wasn't impressed with like Street Fighter 5 initially. I just didn't get into it. But when I had like a replay of it like a month ago, I actually thought it to be really fun.
Yeah, same.
So I'm like an old school Street Fighter player. Like I loved how Street Fighter Alpha 3 played, and Capcom vs SNK kind of like played very similar. I never did play Third Strike. So I don't have, and I never played like Street Fighter 4, so I don't have experience with those like titles.
Oh, that's no biggie.
Yeah.
All right, Sheikah, how about you?
My experience with Street Fighter is non-existent, so this is actually gonna be my very first Street Fighter game to be playing. It's like I've literally only started playing fighting games with Skullgirls, and ever since then I've taken a liking to Air Dashers. But I am very eager to try out footsie fighters. I've had a pretty bad experience with KOF, so I don't know how I'm going to be. I don't know if my bias will play into I don't know how badly my bias will play into with Street Fighter, but I'm willing to give it a shot, you know.
That's fair. And I mean, yeah, in terms of like pacing, Street Fighter in general is very methodical, and even for Third Strike, which is one of the fastest, it's very like methodical. So, and give me a sec, just have to answer a phone calling.
Yeah, the idea of playing a methodical game to me, I like Thought, but looking at how flashy the trailers were, I think I might like Street Fighter 6 more than the others.
Yeah, it does look really good. Because that's what caught my eye, is like, you know, you gotta have... The Street Fighter 5's graphics are... Okay, I appreciate them now, but when I initially saw the game, I was like, it looks super cartoony. Like, I preferred the 2D sprite animation.
Absolutely, I am with you on that one. And like, yeah, for speed, I think Street Fighter 6 is more on the pace of Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, which feels very snappy.
Yeah.
And again, I'm kind of in agreement with Sheikah, where I really love Air Dasher type 2Ds, so like...
Oh, me too.
Yeah, like Guilty Gear. I mean, GBF versus doesn't have it, but compared to Street Fighter and KOF, it's very fast-paced. And I did play...
KOF to be like fast paced though. I do like the KOF make like I prefer KOF over Street Fighter. I'm not gonna lie. Like I actually really got. I actually still play like 15. I really got into it, but Street Fighter after the initial like 5-10 hours, I was kind of like, I don't want to play this. And even when I played it like on my stream recently, I did actually have a lot of fun. But given a choice between playing Street Fighter 5 or KOF 15 or Strive KOF will win every time. It's like there's no competition for me.
Oh, that's totally understandable. And for me, I had a very bad first impression of Street Fighter 5 because I bought it on launch. And I know I'm not the only one who will tell you this, but like the launch experience is so bad.
Yeah.
The input delay was very noticeable, and that is not a consequence of like PC port or anything or performance. No, that was by design. And yeah, before I end up ranting about Street Fighter for an extended period of time, I'm just gonna end there for my little mini SF5 rant. But yeah, I also did play a lot of Skullgirls. That was actually the title that sort of got me back into fighting games. It was Skullgirls, because you could play it like a traditional 1v1 2D fighter, or you could go the whole classic X-Men vs Street Fighter where it's 2v2s, or the big versus type 3v3s, which is also very doable. But in general, like the whole aesthetic, music, and the snappiness, and the whole cartoony yet quality 2D sprite animations and stuff really made Skullgirls stand out for me. And like definitely it's one of the fighting games I would still recommend now. And to be honest, like with the new season pass, like it looks so good. I'm so tempted to pick it up, but like I have a lot on my plate right now. But sometime down the line, maybe to tide me over before SF6 comes out. But yeah. So yeah, Sheikah, you did say that you never really got into Street Fighter, right?
Yeah, because it's a footsie based fighter, so I'm genuinely just like, oh,
it's basically, would you
too
say...
slow for me.
Oh yeah, would you say that it's Tekken without the sidesteps?
Well, Tekken has a more fluid combat system. When I feel like games like, this is gonna be a very bad take from me, but when I played Third Strike for 5 seconds in the arcade machine, right? It felt very stiff to me. Like, I hate links. I really, really, really hate links. Is what I found like internally with me. I
mean, that's very fair, because like if you played nothing but Tekken for a huge amount of time, links aren't a thing, because it's not like you can link Kazumi's 1-1 into back 2. That just isn't a thing. Or you cannot...
It really isn't.
No, you can't. You cannot link also like 1-2 into 1+2 with Kazumi. But yeah, links aren't a thing in Tekken, and in my opinion, links, more so than Gatlings, I think requires more skill to pull off. Because you have to take into account the frames of recovery and then the startup frame of your move, so that you cannot just easily plink it or mash it, because like every microsecond of you mashing a button is not registered. So the timing, each gap between your presses is not registered. And depending on the speed of your tapping, like, yeah, that can be detrimental.
Yeah, it's very rough. It's like, I'm genuinely lost when it comes to like those kinds of fighters.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt like it's like KOF. Like I have, is it still working? The internet didn't go down, did it?
No, it didn't. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So yeah, like I feel like KOF to me just felt kind of more like natural, even though I have no idea how to really play it. There's something about it that like entices me to play it, but Street Fighter, which is an Alpha 3, is kind of like off-putting. Like something about it, I'm just like meh.
Street Fighter Alpha 3?
Like I really enjoyed that game, but just how like the Street Fighter 5 felt by comparison was just so meh. And I was like, this doesn't feel right. Whereas like a game like say Guilty Gear, like it just naturally felt good.
It clicks in, right?
It
It's
clicks,
like,
yeah, the click.
Yeah.
well, with Street Fighter, it's like, it's awkward and it's clumsy.
Yeah, I understand.
And I mean,
It's like-
like,
It's like playing Monster Hunter, you could say.
in a sense, perhaps. But I would
Like-
more say that, like, if you compared Street Fighter 5 to every fighting game that came after it, like Tekken 7, Guilty Gear Strive, KOF 15, if there's one word to describe what it lacks, it's fluidity. It's definitely like in its animation and its overall flow of combat.
Yeah.
Like,
Feels
cause
so clunky.
Tekken naturally, because of its very grounded and very niche style of fighting, it has been very fluid even since like as old as Tekken Tag or Tekken 4. The
Yeah.
movements feel very fluid and very natural, even though it still has that snappy, cheap animation recovery and canceling for every attack. But every game after Street Fighter 5, even if they were purely 2D, like say Skullgirls, they felt very smooth. Because there was weight behind every animation. Like you've seen this in Strive, KOF, Street Fighter, and whatnot. I mean, sorry, Skullgirls, but like there was fluidity behind every weight. Would you say the same, Shika?
Oh, sorry, I went to get water. I ran out to get water and a brownie. I'm really...
Oh my. That's why I kind of paused for a second. I'm like, did our internet go out? It got kind of dead quiet.
No,
It wasn't
no,
here.
no, like I was listening initially, and then like I was like, okay, the friggin' background prayer is not gonna help the stream, so I'm just going to shut my door, get some water
Background
while I'm at
prayer.
it. Yeah, you know my. Yeah, I'll explain it later. Anyway, what was the question? Sorry.
The like every game after SF5 was very fluid, even though they had weight. Would you agree with that statement?
I look at SF5, right? I'm like, the links are still there, and I know it's a gameplay thing, right? I know it's a design choice. I think it's a tad too tight for me.
Too tight? How so?
Like with SF, right? When you press a medium kick, absolutely, you press a medium kick, right? You're what I mean with Guilty Gear, right? You press 5K, 2K, right? It comes in.
Oh yeah, by the
It-
way,
it- you-
just a sidetrack, I'll just get water real quick. My turn to get water this time, it's hot.
Okay, okay, it's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Keep going.
So like when you when you press 5K, 2K, 2D, right? It's fluid, it's fast, it's effective, right?
Yeah.
But when you do the same and you can do like 2K without fear of like retaliation, right?
Yeah.
And in Tekken you can do 1-2, 1-2, right? And you know your opponent will not punch you in the face back, right?
Yep. For the most part.
But when I look at SF gameplay, God forbid you do that shit to them, still, at heart, when you button press, it's sluggish.
Yeah,
to
it
me.
feels heavy.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
The hits feel good by nature, but good God, will you get punished for just attempting some kind of pressure or like you know, they just DP you again and again and again and again.
Yeah. I bet you fear Ryu mains, don't you? Fear the Ryu.
Okay,
That
sorry
wake up
about that.
DP. The wake up DPs.
Wait, could be.
No, it's hard to kind of understand the gameplay of Street Fighter if you're not like super accustomed to it. Because I felt like Street Fighter Alpha felt a little bit more like an anime fighter feels compared to like Street Fighter 5. But that's just based on what I remember. And like when I've actually looked up like the gameplay just for like nostalgia purposes, and I was like, yeah, this does seem a lot more faster than say like Street Fighter 5.
Like, oh wait, Inari, did you hear everything I said though? Just in case. Inari,
Yes.
you heard what I said?
I had to get water, so no.
Okay. Let me summarize it for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know how in Tekken 1-2 doesn't typically get punished and you feel safe doing it,
8 out of 10 times, yes.
right?
Mm.
It's fluid, it's fast, and you can probably do something else after it because you know your opponent won't press.
Yeah, because not many moves are plus.
Yeah,
And
right? Or
visually,
one
when
for that matter. You feel safe poking. But with SF, if I do crouching medium kick like twice, like if I treat it like chip 2K, right? 2K, I'm gonna get DP'd out of that into a free combo.
True.
And that doesn't feel good for me, you know?
It's
Which is why
it's a very alien concept, so to speak.
Yeah, it's like poking doesn't feel safe. The concept of poking should feel safe, but with SF it feels like God. I'd better not whiff this, or I'd better not do the same move twice, otherwise I'm gonna get fucked over.
That's why in Street Fighter 5 there is a mechanic called shimmy. You're not so openly shimmy. Shimmying forward and back. It's a very it's very
Does
unique
that
to
cancel your animation or anything?
No, but hang on. I just got a follow from a very young account. Whoever just followed me, you have to message within 5 minutes, or else I will block and ban you, because we've been having follower bots very recently, so I'm very strict about this. I sincerely apologize. Anyway, so like I was saying, that's because in Street Fighter 5, shimmying was the core footsies mechanic there, where you go forward and back, spacing with your safest pokes. So like for example with Kami, it's usually medium kick or light kick. Very difficult to punish and very safe if you're far enough. But it's not like Tekken where you dash forward in their face, down forward, 1, or jab checks, whatever. No, you can't do it.
Yeah, I feel safe with jab checks. I don't feel safe when I like light kick and oh no, my spacing's wrong. Sorry, fuck you, I grab you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm the offender now. You're the defender.
Oh my god, Mari just spawned right in front of my mod. Like, hey.
I'm the offender now.
Hi,
You're the
Marty.
defender for pressing a button that was non-committal, you know? That's what I hate about Street Fighter.
Alright.
What's wrong with Street Fighter?
Oh boy.
So I was talking about how like when it came to Street Fighter, like
Yeah.
poking doesn't feel safe to me. Even with the shimmy. Like I see the shimmy, like I see you spacing it back and forth, right? It still doesn't feel safe to me. Like if I'm going to light kick, it's not like Guilty Gear, or it's not like Tekken where I can just jab check you and I feel safe, right? I'm going to get thrown or whatever the fuck is going to happen to me, like a DP, and I'm now the defender for just doing non-committal pokes. You know?
I see your point.
That's what I hate about Street Fighter in KOF.
Oh yeah, Mari, your mic is a bit weak.
Oh yeah. Wait, let me get it there.
Yeah.
But I understand the thing, right?
The shimmy, the Street Fighter 5 shimmy.
I understand like the spacing game in between.
Because
it
more
just
often,
feels-
because more often than not, like in Guilty Gear, you see, Guilty Gear and Tekken in particular, and to some extent KOF, you'll see people throw out moves. If it's not a fireball, they'll be throwing out like normals or even specials. But in Street Fighter, do that enough times and you will fucking die.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't feel safe to throw out like non-committal whiff pokes. You get me?
Because
It doesn't
you
feel
know, because you have to do the Street Fighter 5 shimmy, and you need to know what are your best pokes.
No.
Yeah, much like Tekken, right? You know how to 1-2, right? 1.
No, but the
Like
thing
your-
is, like
your
in
jab
Tekken though, even jab checks and down forward 1 aren't 100% safe. They're just safer
not.
than your typical Street Fighter poke. Because in Tekken, there is a mechanic that a lot of people forget exists. It's called sidestepping, or even raw crouching. That is a thing.
I love
But-
it. I love it.
Yeah, it's a very, very like when you pull it off, it feels like you feel like you're just for that few seconds, you feel like your knee or JDC are like, ha, I sidestepped your wild
No, that's because that's a higher level counterplay in Tekken.
It
right?
is,
It's
yeah.
that
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
like,
when
oh,
you-
you're doing high strings?
I'm gonna
Kazumi. A
cry.
little
I'm
down
I'm
with
gonna
a
duck your
rising
ass
1-2.
while
Haha.
rising too.
Haha.
because the higher level game in Tekken is that like the lower part is like, yeah, you can poke with like down forward 1, but then if I jab check you out of that, then I win that frame slice. But
Yeah.
then if I down forward 1 and you jab check me and I sidestep, I am like completely, I have the advantage now. But I'm
Now I
counting
can-
on you to counter my jab with my down forward 1 with a something, because I'm expecting you to like jab me out of it. That's why I'm sidestepping. But I'm only sidestepping because I know people in Tekken know that you can punish down forward 1 on a counter hit with a jab if you try to do another down forward 1. There's like
Yeah.
fighting games by their mechanics, they're going to invent like the systems that the play counterplay that they are, right? And like with Street Fighter, at least like mid screen, you've got like the fireball game and everything. But like close up, like from like when I played Street Fighter, and I was like doing kind of like, yeah, that's right, I'm Meaties, right, dealer. So when I was playing Street Fighter, I was playing like a lot of Karin, I was playing a lot of Sakura. I didn't use pokes to like when I was like nearby. I mean, pokes weren't my main plan. My main plan was like I'd use like jabs or light hits to stop them from coming near me, basically, or at least as setups for bigger things. Like Sakura's light kick combos into her medium Shoryuken. So I was you do your footsie so you can hit your light hit and then confirm it with a special, get a knockdown, you have Oki, you can do your medium, blah 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 blah. It's a different like setup. You have a different thing in your head. Anime fighters like Guilty Gear and stuff, there's a different plan with light attacks there. They're meant to like it's assuming the game is designed so that you keep going, kinda. Street Fighter is more, I don't know. I like found Street Fighter to be like purer. It's more like you fight when you attack when you have your chance to attack.
Yep.
You can't just do shit. Well, yeah. That's how I feel.
Yeah, because like Guilty Gear kind of not penalizes you for block, but if you're always going back away from your opponent, you get the negative penalty. So you're supposed to be
Yeah.
like kind of attacking, going forward. I
That
mean,
was
there's
the
like of
first
course
thing.
movement and stuff, but it's not like Street Fighter. You can literally stay in the corner blocking stuff and kind of win. I guess you could say.
No, that's
That's the
because
first thing I
Not really.
that's
You
because
taught
in
me
Street
that
Fighter 5. That's because Street Fighter 5. There wasn't really a negative for just defending because your
Yeah, you just
V
sit there.
your V gauge builds on defense. And it
You-
is one thing that Daigo did criticize. Like you give us a bar for defense, but we're using it offensively because what every high level match has degrades into is that once it reaches the midpoint of the match, we're just gonna dump all that V gauge into a burst of damage in offense, and that's it. Very rarely do people really use V gauge as a defensive tool when it's built for defense.
They started doing it a bit more with V reversals and V shit.
Yeah. We started with that.
But then it's not all there yet.
Mm.
Hopefully that's like one of the things I'm hoping from Street Fighter, because there are like, as far as I can tell, there's like there are different takes on is parrying good.
Oh yeah.
Is
Um,
parrying good?
Because even Daigo himself said that for the
he
defense,
didn't like third strike.
yeah.
He didn't like the parrying in third strike.
And as for like Street Fighter 6, he did say that a lot of options here in Street Fighter 6 with the drive gauge and the focus attack looking thing and the parries, they're giving you a lot of defensive tools. And
Yeah.
basically Daigo's like, that's fine as long as your offensive tools are there to match.
Yeah.
And to some
So
extent,
his problem now it's too defensive.
to some extent, you would say that it kind of does fit because your offensive and defensive gauge is the same now. Drive gauge
Yeah,
is
yeah.
used both for offense and defense.
Yeah.
While the
I
only thing
remember-
that's neutral is your super gauge, which is independent, which is pretty
I
cool
remember
in my
Max-
opinion.
I like that. Yeah, I like the super gauge being independent.
Mm.
And I remember Maximilian dude pointing out that, as opposed to the V gauge, right?
Mm.
Where the V gauge, the game plan kind of is to play very, very safe until you have V gauge, right? Then you have all your options.
Mm.
But then now you get everything right at the start. And now instead of it being a game of generating meter, it's a game of resource management, which I think is a bit better because now it's more like you have tools, so now you have to like choose when you need to use them because you're gonna run out of bars, as opposed to, you know, get your bars first and then use them and they're super powerful. Blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah.
And it's this really fun, it's this really fun little thing of like, what is the this like role of meter now in Street Fighter 6, I think it's
Yeah.
like this. You kind of have to be restrained a little bit, but also it's like it'll make it more exciting because then no one's really, the fight isn't, you're not waiting around for you to get your bars anymore. It's like, all right, who's
You
gonna
have your bars.
yeah, who's
Have
gonna
a crack at
who's gonna blink first? You know, who's gonna find their opportunity first?
And I would say
Which I think is more fun, more engaging
Mm.
kind of game.
And I would say it was a pretty genius decision for them where chip damage will deplete your drive gauge first and then your health. And I'm like, whoa. So there is ramifications now for when you deplete your when you deplete your drive gauge for like how many EX moves. Like an EX Hadoken and EX Shoryu or whatever. Like after doing that in a combo, you're like, oh, you're about to enter your burnout phase. Which is really fucking cool. After that, you have
So
to
you
be
can't
a little bit-
even, so you can't even defend like 100%.
Yeah, you cannot chip damage applies to your health during that phase. You cannot do EX moves, you cannot parry, you cannot drive whatever, the drive moves. You have to
Yeah.
wait for the full meter to recover. So like if say you have 8 bars of drive, once you deplete all that 8, you have to wait for all 8 to replenish before you can use any of those moves. And worse
And
is that
and that's huge.
you are in your burnout phase for the entirety of that duration, which is why sometimes like it incentivizes like, you know what, I'll stick to 1-2 drive gauge just so I'm not in burnout, which
It
is pretty
incentivizes
cool.
you to number one, not defend eternally because you're gonna get into burnout and that's gonna suck. You have no more options.
Yeah.
And also actually it requires you to know your character a bit, or at least know it's like, well, the drive stuff's universal, right? So
Yeah,
even the bar depletion's universal. So it's more of like, yeah, you have to know your mechanics. You have to know how many bars this is gonna do.
Mm.
Like canceling a normal into the dash cancel.
Mm.
That's like 3, right? So you really gotta really think about what the hell are you even planning to do in this next movement. You can't just be random about it, which is pretty
Mhm.
fun. I think that's pretty cool.
Right. Now continuing on from those like Street Fighter 6 first impressions that we have. I want to ask each of you, what are you looking forward to the most in Street Fighter 6? I want to start with Mari for this one.
The most?
Yeah.
If I had to pick like the thing that's most exciting, just like the general like I'm waiting for that first week when we get the game, and we're still figuring stuff out, and everybody's kind of just going crazy. I'm pretty sure Street Fighter is. I know they're starting to learn their lesson of like netcode matchmaking
Yeah.
and things like that. I think they're looking at. I think, you know, if I was Capcom, I wouldn't be a dumbass, and I wouldn't say like not look at what's happening with KOF right now, where it's a really good game held back by its netcode,
Yep.
and well, not netcode, but matchmaking. So it's like it's not even netcode anymore. We have a new problem now.
Yeah.
But I'm just interested to see how all of this gameplay stuff happens in the hands of just like everybody, right?
Mm.
Because parries are one thing, focus attacks are one thing. I like how we're just using the same old names for these things. You know, focus attacks, dash cancels are one thing, parries are one thing. but we don't know how it's gonna feel all together yet until it actually happens, right? Until the game actually comes out, and we actually go, okay, what's going on here, right? How is this going to unfold? So that's really what I'm really excited about. I'm really waiting to see what kind of gameplay there is, how the characters feel, because it looks slower than 5 did. Like the impacts are a lot harder and everything, right?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to see how the full package just comes together. I think so far what they have is pretty interesting, and like conceptually it looks like a fun game. I'm excited to see how it plays, basically.
Nice. Okay. Let's ask another person. Let's go with PK this time. What are you looking forward to the most with Street Fighter 6?
That like I kind of look forward to with every fighting game is, I know it's gonna sound kind of lame, but this goes back to me being a kid playing fighters. It's just playing the characters and seeing all their moves and specials, and just how they play. That's something that I love. Like the first few days of me playing a fighting game, it's like I'll go through the move list, I'll look at all their supers and specials and play and practice with them. Because I feel like that's like kind of like what Mario was saying with things like how the game plays and how it works. Games now are really self-aware, and you can tell by how Street Fighter looks and just how they're marketing the game and everything that they really took like notes from, say like Mortal Kombat or Tekken, and like Strive. Like Strive's been really successful for this kind of obscure anime fighter in the mainstream people's eyes. So I don't think we're gonna see as big of issues like say KOF had on launch. And Guilty Gear had on launch with like the connection with the netcode.
Yep.
So I'm actually just really excited just to see what the game looks like. I mean, it looks different from any Street Fighter game I've seen. They really have gone in a completely different direction, like visually, and I think that's great for like bringing Street Fighter to a modern era, especially since they haven't been so strong in like the last few years.
Right. So yeah. Also to add to that, the street in Street Fighter is actually relevant now.
Yeah.
It's all the graffiti. It looks so nice.
Yeah.
It looks so cool. Like when I saw that trailer, I was blown away.
I'm excited for the open.
For the open world?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the single, I gotta give that, like that's something that's missing from fighting games. Like even KOF, like KOF could have put one other single player mode in there, you know?
I think even Daigo was talking about like how, was it Daigo or, yeah, I think it was like Daigo or, no, it was like Justin Wong or something, and he was like, it's great that they're starting to think again of single player. I think there was like this time when they were like, single player, it's a fighting game, but then now they're going like, no, you can still do fun shit. Like
not just single player. They have to try hard now to justify the standardized $50-$60 price tag.
Yep.
Because although the big titles are still like that, you still have games like GBF, Skullgirls, Samsho. They don't cost any more than 50 or less than 40, but their community is one of the most dedicated and the most active right now. I mean, hell, even Smash Bros. Melee, it's still alive. So one thing is like, the single player aspect, or if not the price tag, really has to be justified. And it seems to me that Capcom with Street Fighter 6 at least they're starting to take notice now that a AAA company, AAA fighting game, ergo AAA price is not gonna work every fucking time anymore. Well, for me, the thing I'm really excited about Street Fighter 6, I would say there are two things. The first one would be the attention to detail, because I am a sucker for attention to minor details, and I love how one of the latest like info we got is that there will be visible damage on your character at the end.
Yeah, the bruises.
Yeah, the bruises at the end of your victory quest. I'm like, yo, that's pretty cool. And like,
yeah, Dead or Alive 6 that did that.
Yeah.
He got hit by the breakthrough mechanic, and yeah, you could see at the end like you'd have torn up clothes and bruises on some of the outfits. So it was really cool, and it was done in a way that wasn't like super graphic. Like Mortal Kombat had done the same thing, but it became kind of like a gross meme.
Yeah,
what they had done.
But it's
I
nice.
feel like the bruising's like, that's not like a Street Fighter 2 callback too.
Yeah, it is, because like at the end of like
Street Fighter 2, if you lose,
it
shows your character portrait.
Yeah, you chose
like,
your
the
character
bruising.
portrait with blood, scars, and whatnot bruises. That's pretty cool. And like you can get away with that, like for the games in between then and now, but with graphic fidelity going only being pushed so much at this point, like in my honest opinion, developers should stop trying to push any further graphic fidelity and instead go for the smaller things, like being
You know,
able
I
to
don't even
pop
think
out.
is Street Fighter 6 Unreal?
I think it is.
Yeah, I feel like with Unreal though, you don't even have to try that hard to get.
Or
The
I think
graphics
more
quality.
so than Unreal. I think it's a mishmash between Unreal and Capcom's RE engine that they have
I
been
heard 'cause-
using.
I think I did. I think I did hear it was like RE based.
Yeah, because Capcom's newest RE engine ever since Resident Evil 2 Remake has been kicking ass. I
It's
It's a
really
mean,
good
good.
engine. Yeah,
when I
yeah.
played RE2 Remake the first time, what really wowed me was the zombie physics. Whenever they got shot or whenever they moved, the right body part would react. Like if you shot them on the left shoulder, that would back off, not just like as if they got shot in the head. Like no. And I'm just like, that is a minor attention to detail that stands out so much. And I think moving forward, I think developers should stop trying to push graphic fidelity because at this point we are close to its current peak with what current technology we have. So I think right now it's more of performance and minor details that they should focus on.
Yeah, you know,
Number-
ever since like just quick thing about
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
graphics, like ever since the PS4 came out, I've always thought like I don't think we have to go too far anymore. I think we're good. Like every game that's come out for like since PS4, I've always thought this looks fine. You know, I don't think we have to care too much about graphics anymore.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
MK11, like they almost look real. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
I mean, I don't think you'll ever digitally be able to mimic like a real person. I mean, you see it in movies, but it's crazy how like almost like realistic the characters look.
They're getting horrifyingly close, and it's getting uncanny.
I mean,
Yeah.
as
No,
someone
I think they
who,
passed uncanny. It's
Yeah.
it's fine now.
As someone who has played Last of Us 2, as much as I hate many aspects about that game, the graphics of that game really did wow me. Because I'm like, the
Yeah,
plot
yeah, yeah.
physics, the skin textures, the detail, it was really something to really admire and praise that game for. Like, even the texturing of the rifle that Ellie uses, the wood finish on that rifle, my god, I could practically feel it on my controller because it looked so detailed. So again, that's not even raw graphic fidelity anymore. That's minor details on a weapon. So like,
Yeah.
instead of trying to make, like just an example, instead of trying to make fighting game characters look so realistic or so photorealistic, you look at Guilty Gear Strive. It's still very stylistic and very anime, but you have the minor details in animations. For example, you look at how Baiken transitions from crouch to stand. It's very smooth. It's not like it's not like sprite 1 on crouch and then you move to the default sprite animation. No, there is like a transition, like a real person standing up as they crouch. And that's Baiken. So that's one thing I really look forward to in Street Fighter 6 because what I have seen from the animations, especially when characters get hit or when they throw attacks, the way they recoil and the way they hit each other, it looks very like, it's almost as if they mocapped all of that just to get the feel of the fighters to have more weight and more realism behind it, which is pretty damn cool. And to
Indeed.
some extent, in Tekken 7, mid attacks, high attacks, low attacks, depending on which one hits, your character will react differently. And that game was like, what, 5-6 years ago? So with Street Fighter 6 releasing tentatively next year, I'm already starting to see, I guess, physics technology moving forward, and I want to keep that. Now, to continue on what I was saying, the last part I look forward to in Street Fighter 6 is the whole... this is the 6th, like, numbered main title of Street Fighter. I want to see how each character that we know and we don't know have evolved over time. So if you look
Yeah.
at Ryu and Chun-Li, for example, you look at Ryu, his clothing attire is very similar to his master, Gouken, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Because he has that little sash that goes from his left shoulder all the way down to his waist. And the way he does his moves, he has new moves like a close range Hadouken. The stance is very different because his normal Hadouken, he has a very grounded, almost crouching stance and his arms are stretched forward. But this new move he has, he's standing and his animation for his arms are close to the chest, very mid and not high up, like head level. And again, it might be me overlooking things, but it does show how much of his fighting style he has mastered and whatnot. And that's his Ryu. As for Chun-Li, she has new moves, and
I
that's,
saw, yeah.
yeah, her new moves are a reflection of her becoming a master now of a martial arts dojo after Shadaloo got destroyed. So she's no longer an Interpol agent, and she's focused now on just a dojo, which is pretty damn cool. And you can see in the trailer where she was sparring with another girl, and she just playfully like tapped her head at the back because, like, yeah, master versus student, you know, which is pretty damn cool. Like, their personality starts to show now in their moves, and I really, really want to see more of that in other characters. Okay, before we move on to the next part, Chica, what's the thing you're looking forward to in Street Fighter 6? Even
Would
though,
it be wrong to say like the things outside of Street Fighter?
I mean, if it links to Street Fighter somehow, yeah, go ahead, because
So like I'm looking
even
forward to
though-
all the
even
memes
though,
that'll come
like,
out.
Even though you are
Even
even
Ryu.
even
I'm
though you
looking
don't
forward to all
consider
the divorce
yourself a Street Fighter player, it's still important to get a perspective from someone who doesn't play Street Fighter.
Oh, I'm looking forward to all the divorced Ken memes and all the FGC discourse that'll happen. I'm looking forward to all of that.
So the memes, well, yeah, that's very reflective of someone who's like never got even knee deep into Street Fighter, but yeah, that's
Never
that.
played
There's,
it.
yeah, but that's there's nothing wrong with that in my opinion.
I'm looking forward to seeing all the tech that people will make over the course of the release and the
Oh,
game's
yeah.
lifespan, right?
Hmm.
Like I'm not just gonna be I'm not gonna be like that guy who's gonna say, "Oh, funny divorced Ken meme" for like the 100th fucking time. I'm looking forward to the tech. Because if I see it, because
Yeah.
it's gonna be my gauge to see what characters do I truly want to play upon getting Street Fighter 6, you know? Like what looks super cool. Cool enough for me to like grasp onto, you know? Like
I
that
mean,
kind of
that is one of the things that Max did emphasize in any fighting game, is that it should be very appealing to pick up. And when I mean
Yeah.
appealing, we're not talking about like, let's just use Tekken 7 lingo here because we are very familiar with that. I'm not even talking about KBDs or Electric Wind Godfists, but like the first appealing thing about Tekken 7 is the freaking juggles. That's what
Yep.
every
Combo.
newcomer wants
Ooh,
to do.
tailspin.
I want to do combos. Take
Everyone
combo.
wants to do combos, and combos in Tekken 7 feel so good.
Oh yeah. You finally land that combo online you've been practicing. Oh, the best moment ever. Even if you lost the match, you're still stoked about it.
Yeah. So like in Street Fighter 6, I would say that Chica does have a point that you do look forward to all the tech and what people can come up with the game that looks cool. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter for you how inefficient or how efficient it is. You're just like, hey, that looks cool. I want to fucking pull that off. And Max Dude emphasized that about Guilty Gear Strive, that nobody should feel bad about being in a low floor but being able to just pick up their fight stick or controller and feel good about landing a combo. That's it. Everyone should feel happy for doing that. And I think as members of the FGC, we do have a responsibility to withhold that mentality. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't matter how casual or hardcore people are in a new or old game, we should be as welcoming as possible because everyone has their own reasons and wants and needs in a fighting game. Like,
Yeah.
for me, mine is very simple. Is the game fun? Yes. Does it run well as it should? yes, then okay, it's good enough for me. I don't care how like optimized the combos or whatever is, etc. Like as long as it feels great and it's fun, that's good enough for me. So with that in mind, I think Street Fighter 6 for sure is gonna welcome a lot of newcomers and the veterans, because more so than Tekken in particular, Street Fighter every iteration is very alien compared to its previous iteration. Street Fighter
Yeah.
2 is so different from 3, so different from 4, 5, and potentially, and most likely 6. But with Tekken, even since 4, the game still feels very familiar. 4, 5,
Yep.
Tekken Tag, even 6 and 7.
4 was kind of weird.
4 was
Yeah.
weird, but like it was still
But a
a
lot of
Tekken
it just
game.
came back.
And
Yeah.
then like 5 was like, it's like when I played Tekken 3 and then played 4, that was like so different. But Tekken 5 just felt like Tekken 3 kind of.
Yeah,
And then it's
yeah,
been like
yeah.
that ever since.
Yeah.
Like 4 was like the last time they really tried like different game mechanics, but it didn't do so well. So they're like, okay, back to formula.
And for Guilty Gear, like sure, plus
Tribe
our
changed a lot.
yeah, plus our Xrd and Strive did change a lot, but there was still the RC, the gauge,
Yeah.
the burst, the oh shit.
RC was not introduced until Exert.
Yeah, of course. But like
FRC was a thing though in Plus R,
and
and that was an early inception.
yeah. But like though Strive did definitely, they did give people a heads up. Like they were drastically changing the whole feel of Guilty Gear with Strive, because
It was effectively a reboot.
to some
Yeah.
extent, yes, I would agree. It was effectively a reboot, and one hell of a reboot it is.
It
Yeah,
won.
I did a great job.
Yep. All right. Okay. Next segment, we are going to be moving on to the more fun, lighthearted part after this. Okay. So Street Fighter 6 is coming out next year.
Yep.
So with all the leaks and whatnot, is there anything in particular you want Capcom to address with Street Fighter 6? I'm pretty sure we all have one, but I want to hear from every one of you. And let's start with the one that has never like seriously played a Street Fighter game ever, and it's Chica. So that's I really want to
addressing
hear
an
your
issue
perspective.
with Street Fighter.
It can be directly Street Fighter or fighting game related. Like for example, if I were to give an example with Tekken, if I wanted Harada, yeah, I am asking Harada for shit. If I wanted Harada to tackle something with Tekken 8, I would ask, hey, look at your competitors. Look at Guilty Gear, KOF, Skullgirls, Street Fighter. Better netcode. Do that. So again, it's not directly Tekken, it's more in the whole scope of fighting games, but it's still important for Tekken. So you could go with that approach. It may not be directly related to Street Fighter, but it may be something based on your experience, has been so good in other games, but Street Fighter can benefit from that.
Street Fighter can benefit from it.
Yeah.
The problem with me as a whole is that I'd want something from the core changed, and it would have to be combat related.
Go ahead.
At least stick on a buffer, for God's sake, in the links.
A buffer for the links.
More lenient. I know there's going to be a mode for like leniency, but we've seen many fighting games do that, and they fucked up so hard on it. I have a Melty Blood type Lumina.
Love.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
played
you
that.
can.
I just have one older. I have access to
Type
Actress.
Lumina, Blaze Blue stylish mode kinda sucks.
That, yeah.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
they're doing that thing again in Street Fighter 6, and I doubt it'll be popular.
Yeah, I've never played those modes.
I'd
in-game.
rather you just say, here, can we just have a tiny bit more lenient inputs, bordering on cancelled, but still links at heart. You know,
I get it. Because yeah, if there's
They're
one,
looking at you, Sheikah.
if there is one thing that has caused a lot of noise and a bit of controversy, it was when Street Fighter 6 did announce that they have the classic and modern inputs.
yeah.
Now, for me, I see the benefit and the cons of both. If you take out charged characters out of the equation, normally you wouldn't have any problem with the modern inputs. Like, okay, yeah, sure, go ahead. You have an easier option for people to do moves like DPs, Hadoukens, whatnot. That's fine. Anyone who's been playing Smash for years will not complain about modern inputs for Street Fighter 6 because they've been playing that for years. To them, it's something familiar. But if you think about the ramifications of being able to do a spinning bird kick or a sonic boom like without having to charge, that's when the problem starts to kick in. But Capcom recently did announce that you have the perfect Sonic and the normal Sonic boom. And I have a gut feeling you cannot do that on the modern controls. You have to do it on the classic controls. So there's still that incentive of like, yeah, learn how to charge Sonic Boom instead of just relying on, I'll just press the special button to throw out the Sonic Boom. There could be that thing. Like, it's not exactly what I would say what you are looking for, because what you're looking for is more of like the core footsies. And what I will tell you is that based on what people have tried on the preliminary testing, the combos of Street Fighter 6 is not like 4 or 5 anymore. Because, and to some extent, Sheikah, you don't have to worry about links because, how do I say this? For example, in Street Fighter 5, most combos are usually like standing medium, crouching medium, special cancel. So like, for example, for Cammy, standing punch, standing medium, low medium, spiral arrow. But now, without counter hit, you can only special cancel a normal. You cannot link a normal into another normal. So, if you were Ryu, if you were to try medium punch and crouching medium punch, that will not work. You can only do that if the first move is a counter hit. So, maybe links are no longer as strict because theoretically they don't exist anymore in Street Fighter, only with a counter hit, but again, we'll see when we get closer to the release date. But yeah, I think, Sheikah, what you will have to deal with for Street Fighter 6 more so than linking is special canceling. So hopefully...
That doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah, it doesn't sound that bad because you have been playing Guilty Gear and GBF Versus, so you're more familiar with special cancels more than linking anything or Gatlings. Because Gatling is not the same as links. You don't have to wait for the recovery frame. You can just like, yeah, close slash, far slash, heavy slash. Yeah, I can buffer that all I want. And it will still come out. Street Fighter 5, 4, no. You gotta almost perfectly time it. But with Street Fighter 6, unless it's a counter hit, and I think the visual cue for a counter hit is so noticeable, it will feel like you are linking or hit confirming something in Tekken, I would say. So, for example, King's best counter hit confirm is DF2-1. And when an enemy gets hit by DF2 counter hit, it's so noticeable that I can wait just to see if they got hit and then confirm with the follow-up, which is 1. Instead of throwing out DF2-1 at the same time, hoping that DF2 is a counter hit. But if it's not, they'll just crouch the 1 and punish my ass, which I'm pretty sure Mari remembers. She has punished my ass several times for that.
You know it.
Yeah, of course I know it. Alright, so from Sheikah, from the perspective of someone who hasn't played a Street Fighter game seriously, basically core mechanic, they want the Sheikah wants the links to have buffered inputs or like feel more lenient, but I think that won't be an issue because I don't think links will play an important factor in Street Fighter 6, and I think that's fine, honestly. To address,
I guess the thing that I've been thinking about with Street Fighter, that I kind of wanted to think about going forward, right? Especially
Mhm.
with this iteration, is um, making it less dependent on like stuff like how V Trigger was, or like I feel like I don't know. I might be a bit of a purist there. I think that's why I like the concept of third strike a lot.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
It's very dependent on like what are your like knowing your normals, knowing your specials, playing the footsies game, like fundamental stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like sometimes the fundamental stuff can get outshone by having to be knowledgeable about V meter, having to be knowledgeable about things like that. You know. It's like meter is such an important thing for like other games like KOF, because with KOF, like the longer the match goes on, the more meter becomes the problem because your specials can change.
Yeah, then
But
you have
I
mechanics
mean,
like
your supers can change. Yeah.
max
your
mode, guard
chain.
cancel, etc.
Yeah. But with Street Fighter, I always found Street Fighter was best when it was about footsies and normals and playing tight. You know.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's what I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping that the new drive system is conducive to that instead of it being like a problem for it, you know.
Mm.
Instead of it becoming like the whole game. That's what I wanted to address. This like power creep of like extra stuff that
I
keeps getting
mean-
put into fighting games.
The V gauge wasn't really a joke in Street Fighter V because Street Fighter V may as well be called Street Fighter V gauge.
Yeah, exactly. It became too much about it.
Yeah.
That I think it changed the vibe from
Like, I think
changed
Street
the-
Fighter V would be a bad nightmare for Sheikah because, like, Sheikah would exert a lot of effort to deal damage to anyone. And then because, oh, hey, cool, I have I have my full V gauge. I will just hit you once, V trigger, and then half your life is gone. And
Yeah.
that's even like, without a crush counter or a jumping heavy or anything, just like just standard B&B combo. But yeah, that does make a lot of sense though. Like, you don't want your mechanic to become the game. You want the game. You want the
Yeah.
game to be very cohesive in its mechanics. Like, think
you know,
of it
I want the
this
game
way.
to have like it has the mechanic, but then the mechanics
It's
serve
not-
to help
Yeah,
the fighting.
yeah. It's like how Tekken 6 felt so reliant on rage that people would definitely optimize combos to end just before they put their opponent on rage because they don't want to deal with an opponent with rage. Period. It's a nightmare. But with 7, and to some extent Tag 2, it did feel that the core mechanic was not the game, but the game had its core mechanics like complement each other. So
Yeah.
in Tekken 7, you have the new combo extension of a screw attack or a spin, tailspin, etc. Rage arts and the blue stuff, Rage Drive, wasn't the core mechanic anymore. It was a feature, it was a core mechanic, but it was not the game you were playing. And
Yeah.
that's something that I agree, that Mari pointed out about Street Fighter 6. They don't want, Mari does not want Street Fighter 6 to become Street Fighter Drive. No. Please,
No, I
God,
don't want
no.
that to happen.
Yeah, because that is exactly what happened with Street Fighter 5. V-Gauge, that's it. Like,
Yep.
before they even introduced V-Trigger 1 and 2, or V-Skill 1 and 2, everyone was just stuck with 1. So if your V-Trigger sucked, well, guess what? Your character sucked. So you're basically shit out of luck.
Yeah.
But at least with Street Fighter 6, it looks like it's going the whole MVC route of supers. You have level 1, level 2, level 3 supers. I don't think we'll be having V skill anymore, which is really cool because we're going back to more Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 3 vibes where
Yeah.
you just have multiple supers, but you don't have any like unique buttons like if you're dealing with a Chun-Li in Street Fighter 5, you have to check if they have the jumping attack combo thing or Hazanshu, which is 2 different V skills. And then you have to deal with 2 different V triggers. You don't know if it's Kikosho or the multi-hit install that she has. Right now,
Yeah.
what it looks like is that I'm dealing with Chun-Li. That's it. There's no like version 1, 2, 3, 4 Chun-Li. No, there's just one version of Chun-Li. That's all you have to deal with, and I think that's perfect. I think that's fine. Okay, let's ask
fine.
PK this time. Are there any like things you want Street Fighter 6 to address?
Although, like, first thing I want to say, what you said about the V trigger, that's what I didn't like about Street Fighter 5. It was that V trigger thing. Street Fighter Alpha 3 didn't have that. Like the other Street Fighters I played, you just dealt with the supers. So that's what kind of threw me off about that. About the mechanics. Yeah, I can understand why people are not a big fan of that. But I don't feel like I have enough experience with like Street Fighter, especially like seriously, to like really say like gameplay mechanics what I'd like to see. But I was thinking like Capcom used to be like this huge fighting game producer, and now they're more known for like Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, Monster Hunter. I mean, they're still a huge AAA gaming company, but they don't have the like impact in the fighting game industries they once did. So I like to see like, and I also felt with like maybe Street Fighter 5 that they didn't really respect their consumers as much. Like they felt, oh, because we're Capcom, we can just give you whatever and you'll eat it up. And I think the people showed, no, we're not gonna tolerate that.
Yeah, I
More
agree with that.
specifically, the pros didn't like the approach because their design philosophy with 5 was they wanted 2 things. They wanted more Evo Moment 37s, the Daigo parry, and second, they wanted the greenhorns to be able to beat the pros. And I'm like, at what cost though?
Yeah, a disrespect for like I think maybe fighting games.
If
in a way.
everyone can do the Daigo parry, then it's not the Daigo parry anymore.
Yeah, it's like I feel like that they just like, cause like that's the thing, like Tekken, like the Tekken devs, you know, like Mortal Kombat, even like say like Strive, I feel like they respect their player bases a lot more. It's like Capcom, I felt like I can see like now how I feel about 6 is that they're really trying to make like kind of what made them famous in the fighting game.
Feels more like an apology or love letter now to the fighting game community.
Yeah, that's
Apology,
kind of
yeah.
it. That's like kind of what like I would like to see, because like they were like I loved like Capcom games, like because I played other like Capcom games that were like fighting, like I like Darkstalkers. I know they had some other games too. I'm forgetting top of my head, it's been a while, but they're not really, it's just like I think it just recently like Resident Evil, I think it's been like their most recent big game, and like Devil May Cry 5 was really good.
Oh yeah.
And they've always been big with like Monster Hunter, but they've kind of fallen down a bit compared to like say Bandai Namco. You know, like Mortal Kombat, like NetherRealm Studios done really well with their games. You know, Arc Systems works this kind of smaller. They've never been indie, but they're not as well known. They've done really well with Strive. I mean, they kind of changed the fighting game industry with that release.
Oh,
So I think they're trying to, yeah.
Strive
that's what
started
I'd like
the
to
whole
see.
trend of does it have rollback?
Yeah, they respect the, like, that's the thing, like, with Guilty Gear, I feel like has always been, like, this very niche, like, fighting game that's very, like, they just know fighting games, like, Arc Systems works, and, like, they understand the fighting game community, and they just kind of, like, took over.
What?
No.
What, Chica?
Rival Schools, yeah,
Mega
Rival
Man.
Schools, thank you.
Wait.
Yeah, Rival Schools. That's another one they had. I love
They
that.
haven't loved Mega Man in over like 5 years.
Yeah, we got that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's
but
very
you see
sad.
that, like, it's like the Resident Evil game, the recent one. I think that's been, like, in Monster Hunter, that's just been what they're kind of known for nowadays. And they
Yeah,
were, like,
they're-
you know, 90s. They ruled the gaming industry, you know?
Their
They
big
rolled
3 right now is definitely Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, and Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I think they really did, yeah, like rest on their laurels a bit when Street Fighter 5 happened.
Yeah.
You know, because out of like what was the past generation of fighting games, Arxis didn't exist.
Yeah. They
Um,
didn't.
Tekken Tag 2 was kind of lackluster comparatively. There were lots of complaints about it.
Because what is balancing in Tekken Tag 2? The answer is
What balance?
We don't
no.
believe
The
in that.
answer is no.
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Marvel shit the bed.
Yeah,
With,
they did.
Infinite.
MVCI was a shit show.
And I think Street Fighter 5 was the big thing before Tekken 7.
The sticking
in
point.
that generation, basically. So when Street Fighter 5 came out, they also had this idea of like, yeah, whatever. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's what it felt like.
You can tell
And that's
the
what the game-
disrespect.
And that's what the game felt like. Like the,
Yeah.
I don't know, the story mode wasn't engaging.
Yeah.
I felt the way it was put together was just kind of, and then like they had like weird, I don't know. It just felt weird. It felt like Street Fighter 5 wasn't even like a game until like, I don't know, 2 seasons in, and then it was like,
The
and then it
character
was
roster
like,
was also ass, by the way.
yeah, and then it
Yeah.
was and then it was like base game by like season 2
Yeah.
when they had Guile, when they had Akuma, when they had like, and then they balanced it a bit more and shit like that.
Like you
And I
look
think it only
at-
became like a, if Street Fighter 5 came out as it is now with V Shift and everything, then I'd say, oh, these aren't bad mechanics. This is a pretty solid game, you know.
I
But it
mean,
didn't start here. This is like after years of trying shit.
Yeah.
Because
you
of the
look
reaction
at
they
the-
got.
Yeah. And I think they only started really caring about Street Fighter again because, in part, Tekken 7 was such a big hit,
Yeah.
and Tekken 7 basically just purified what was already good about itself, which is what Tekken always
Yeah.
does.
Because
Tekken doesn't try new shit too much. Tekken just gets better at what it's
Evolves
good
and
at.
evolves.
They're willing to like look at themselves. It's like Harada, you know, he's like, okay, I gotta save my baby. Let's go. Let's look at it. What do people want? What sells? I know this. Yeah, that's why I love Tekken. You can feel the love in the game that he has for the series.
Well, not just
Although I
that,
don't know
but
what
like
Tekken 8 is gonna be like. But
with
'cause he's not
Tekken
as-
7, Tekken finally released at the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
Every
Yeah.
other
They got lucky.
fighting game was shit. MVCI was shit. SF5 was shit. So, like, you have those big three, like, just like, that's the only one left.
Although-
Tekken, please be
although
good, please
Tekken
be good.
3 was like a big hit. Like Tekken 3 kind of made
Well,
like
Tekken
kind
3
of
was
left the name on there.
Tekken 3 was a good game, but then there wasn't really a competitive
Yeah,
thing as
Because
much as
it
there
was
is
still
now.
very... It was
Also
still
long.
very, like,
on the
arcade
PlayStation.
fighter era. So Street
Yeah.
Fighter... Street Fighter was still king at that time.
they were, but they got the PlayStation. They did so well on the PlayStation.
Yeah, but Tekken was the console fighter ever since 3.
yeah.
Tekken
Alright.
3 was so good.
Yeah, God. it was
Tekken
good.
2 is awesome.
Tekken 2 is so good.
I love
But of
Tekken
course,
2.
we are not-
$1,000 on Twitter.
The soundtrack is godlike. I've actually listened to that almost popular in my stream, and it's just like every song is just like. If you guys haven't seen that Donkey video about Tekken 2, it's just mind blowing. It's like that game is so good,
Not
especially
just
for the
that,
time.
Like, we are not going to talk about how busted Tekken 1 was. Like, remember
Oh, well.
King's DF1? It was plus 60 on block!
That was so funny though. Tekken 1 was just like, what is this? That's an experiment right there. That's a prototype.
Yeah, it was a prototype. Okay, now we are moving on to the more exciting part of the segment. This is what you guys, except Sheikah, missed last week. But this time I'm making
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you guys aren't missing out this time. So, hang on, let me just create the buzzing system. Alright. I'm gonna send a number. Hang on. I'm gonna send you guys the website that I need you guys to go to. And
Oh, we're
this-
doing Jeopardy.
Yes, we are doing Jeopardy again. There's the
Fun.
number. Kindly use that number to join the buzzer system. And I will be okay, there's 3 teams. There's PK, Sheikah, and Mari. Alright. Let's
Alright.
okay.
Forget.
Yep. I will briefly explain the rules. I'll briefly explain the rules. Okay. So just like any traditional Jeopardy, answers should be done in the form of a question. Now I'm going to be lenient here. You guys get 3 strikes. Hehe, 3rd strike. On your 3rd strike, if you answer a question, if you answer in not a form of a question, you forfeit your answer.
Okay.
Okay? So, are you guys in the buzzer room? Mari, I don't see
Hold
you
up.
yet. Yeah.
I-
Wait.
I got caught up in something.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna look at this stream.
Did you guys ever watch Jeopardy like a lot?
I used to.
I did.
I miss Trebek.
Dude, I teared up when there was this one contestant for the final Jeopardy. He said, "Get well soon," and
Aw.
Trebek teared up. I'm like,
Oh.
I teared
Not
up.
true
I
fact,
teared
not
up at
true
that
fact.
part.
This guy won't die.
Just tell me when you're good to go.
I
Yeah.
should be good to go.
Yep, we're just waiting for Mari this time.
Okay, okay.
Alright, where is it? Sorry, it's in the.
The Shrine Talk Plus channel.
Yeah, I see.
Yep.
Oh, fun.
All right. I
Alright.
will also
Hopefully,
show. I'll stream the screen that you guys have to look at.
On the Discord?
Yep.
Shoot, okay.
You'll see just the screen. But for later on, for
Ah,
some of
okay.
the categories, I will have to share the. Oh,
I tested it.
you tested. Ah, okay, good. All right, let's reset the buzzer. Here, buzzers. Okay, we have our 3 contestants, guys. We finally have our 3 contestants.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So first things first. Hang on. Let me just link this. There we go. It's now on screen. Team 1. Let's put Mari on Team 1. Shika on Team 2. And PK on Team 3. All right. So, welcome to another episode of Fighting Game Jeopardy.
Woohoo.
Yay!
Yay! All right,
Yay!
so okay, when was your last stream? All 3 of you.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
About like an hour, 2 hours ago.
Shika, when was yours?
Friday?
What?
Friday, I think. Yesterday.
What time yesterday?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Ed Mari.
1 p.m.
All right, let's start with
2 p.m.
2 p.m. Okay, let's start with Shika then. All right, Shika. You get first dibs on whatever category, whatever question. Take your pick.
Can I have like 300 on inputs?
Inputs. All right. Now, again, just a disclaimer: just because we were talking about Street Fighter doesn't mean everything here will be about Street Fighter. All right.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. Inputs 300. Chun-Li's Kikoken or Fireball is usually charged back into forward for its input. This is the input for the same move in UMVC 3 and MVC 3. Okay, Shika.
Quarter circle forward. Light, medium, heavy. Is it no? Is it quarter circle, light, medium, or heavy?
Wrong. No one else buzzed, so I'm assuming you guys don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
It's actually half circle forward punch.
Weird.
Yes, in MVC3.
There's no charge?
Yeah, no,
I
there
never
was a
played
charge.
it.
There, you still had spinning bird kick, but yeah, there was still spinning bird kick. That was still a
But
charge
not
input,
Kikoken.
but Kikoken in that game was a half circle input.
Interesting.
Yes.
I'm
alright.
learning.
Yes. Okay, let me reset the buzzers. Okay, Mari.
Basically, you finish. Wait, you finish reading the question,
Yeah, I
and then
finished reading the questions and I buzzed. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
then you can buzz. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Let's go with the next one who streamed. Mari.
Me.
Yes.
Okay. I'll take FGC history for 100.
Okay. Daigo beat this player in his first overseas tournament debut. Whoa. Mari?
I hope I'm right. Who is Justin Wong?
Roll! No,
Damn it.
that is wrong. The first person he actually beat is Alex Valle.
Alex Valle. Oh,
Alex Valle. The first time he went to the States, the best player in the West, or rather in the in the States at the time, was Alex Valle. Mr.
Dang.
Street Fighter himself. Still, like, do not
Uncle Valle.
Do not fuck with this
do
guy.
not fuck with this guy. Yeah.
He's
I
cool.
love Alex.
All right.
He's cool, dude.
He's
I
like
follow him on
50.
Twitter.
He's like 2,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Love it.
Valve
He's
Day.
really
Yes.
sweet.
Okay. PK, you're up next.
Oh, I want FGC history for 400. I'm
Whoa, going big. All right.
going
Let's
big.
go.
The buzzer's not reset.
Hey, yeah, thank you for reminding me about that. Okay.
Okay.
FGC history for 400. PK. Tokido lost to this player from the UK in EVO 2018. I'll start the timer now for the buzzer. I'll set the timer for 30 seconds. Alright, you have 30 seconds to buzzer.
Oh shoot.
Mm.
This is Street Fighter.
Yep.
I don't know. Oh, what's the name of the? Let me. I don't know if this is correct.
You have to buzz it. Yeah.
Okay.
Who is Phil Hart?
Oh, nope. That unfortunately
No.
that is wrong.
No.
Tokido
No.
lost to Problem
Oh,
X.
I've never heard of that.
Yep.
Oh, Problem X is UK. I don't know.
Yep. Problem
I've
X is
never.
UK. Yep.
Dang.
Wow. But I wasn't
Oh.
thinking about him.
All
either
good. All
anyway.
good.
Damn, they look. They good if I know the answer to that.
All right. So the person in the lead right now is Mari. So let's start with Mari.
Dang.
I'm the
I'll take
least negative.
I know, right?
You're the
Um,
least minus out of all of us.
I'm the least minus. Alright,
Oh,
can I
that
take
one big and I'm going
inputs
home.
for 100?
Inputs for 100. Okay, here we go. In numpad or letter, Tekken style notation, this is the input for the DP for Shotos in Street Fighter.
63 punch. What is 63 punch?
Alright, I will let that slide. What is 623 punch? Or if you want to do Tekken inputs, what is FD DFP?
I was like,
Lengthy-
Tekken notation.
That's why I said in numpad or letter notation.
Or.
Or.
Got
Yeah.
or.
Down for it. Half course screw that.
Alright,
Alright.
Mari, you still have control of the board.
Yeah, we'll take inputs 200 now.
Inputs
the
200.
buzzer's not
Yeah,
reset.
don't worry, I got it. I got it.
Okay, just make sure. Okay.
Right. This is the input for Paul's Death Fist.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
an easy one.
Alright, Mari.
QCF2. What is QCF? Damn it.
Alright, let's strike one. Let's strike one. That's okay.
Fine.
What is QCF2? That is correct. Good.
I keep forgetting the question.
Yep, it's okay.
I thought it was QCF3.
No,
That's
if that
three
three,
skip.
3 and 4 is a kick. Then it
Oh
would
my
be
God,
death
Chica.
kick if that were the case.
Chica.
Alright,
Someone should
Mari.
have it that thing.
Mari, you
I'll
still
take,
have control.
Take inputs for 400.
Whoa,
please.
wiping out inputs. Okay.
Oh,
This is the input for most characters in Smash Bros. That have a parry or a counter.
Uh,
I'm
Smash
starting the
Bros.
timer now. Yeah. Anyone can buzz
Smash
in.
Bros. I took a shower yesterday. I'm not a Smash Bros. player.
Oh boy.
I've never. I mean, I just know they got an A and a B button. I have no idea. That's it.
I know block, but not parry or.
I know what wave dashing and out canceling are.
Yeah.
No, I got nothing.
5 seconds for anyone who wants to take a shot.
And be more negative. Yeah.
And time is up. All right. For those who didn't know, down. What is down special?
Down
yep.
special?
Yep,
I
down
would have said it
special.
would be like 4B or something, but I was like,
Yeah,
no,
I
no,
wasn't.
probably not.
I didn't know shit. I
Down
never
Oh,
played.
like,
special
I'm not.
is the input for most characters that have a parry. So most of them being sword characters. So
Sword boys.
sword boys. Yeah, except for Cloud and
Or
except for Cloud.
This Cloud's a good boy.
most characters counter or parry is down special. Okay.
Okay.
Next, let's see who's the lowest right now. PK. All right, PK. Let's give you a chance.
I will take. We tech those for like 100.
Oh wait,
Wow.
give me a sec.
Cause I don't know anything in this thing. So we tech those for 100 keys.
Okay, just had to take a quick phone call, but anyway, we tech those for
Oh,
100,
okay.
right?
But yeah.
E.
All right.
E.
We tech those for 100. This Smash Bros. Specific term means excuse.
I know nothing about Smash Bros. where's Blue? He'd be getting all the points in this
He
one.
would be.
Oh,
Yeah.
Blue would be destroying us, right?
Yeah, he would be. No one? Nada?
No.
Alright. The answer is John.
I was gonna say something like deodorant, I don't know.
Nope.
Dio.
Alright,
Oh
alright.
my god.
Alright, next. Sheikah, your turn.
Can I take Streets for 200?
Alright, Streets for 200.
So John.
This character is the second female character in the series. Street Fighter series. Okay, it took a while, but okay, Mari.
Who is Cammy?
That is correct. Who is Cammy?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that when the one I was gonna give Sheikah a time. Oh man. I'm the buzz faster.
Good
I
job.
knew that. I
Good
knew
job.
that. God damn it.
Mari, you still have control of the board.
Okay.
Yee, let's take inputs 500.
Alright, the last one. Brian's taunt input.
I buzzed,
wait,
but then
sorry.
it's not
Oh,
reset.
that's
Buzz.
Okay, there you go.
1, 2, 3. What is 1, 2, 3?
Wrong.
No?
It's wrong. PK?
God damn it.
Okay. We're talking about his
Taunt.
we're talking about his like taunt jet upper or
No,
just
just taunt. Just taunt.
Oh yeah, it's not.
Just taunt. Okay, it's gonna be 1, 2. I think it's 1, 2, 4.
Wrong.
What is 1 plus 2 plus 4? No.
Nope. It is what is 1 plus 3 plus
Yeah.
4.
Oh, plus 3.
I remembered it. I just had to remember how my fingers were positioned.
Ah,
I
damn
was
it.
slightly
I will-
wrong. Eh,
Alright.
Nice.
my money. All my money.
I'm like 900 in the hole.
Wait,
damn
give me a
it.
sec. I need to get the door.
My money.
I didn't know I could be so bad at this.
Bad at this.
I got less points than Sheikah. This is not right. The
Okay.
money game?
Oh, okay, people.
Oh shit. Am I paying? Are we paying for this?
See how it is.
You see? You're
We're
beating
playing-
me, Sheikah.
we're-
Be happy.
We're actually playing this so we can. We're actually
Yeah,
trying to
you-
steal Sheikah's money. That's
Yeah,
the
I'm
whole.
I'm
that's the
wallowing
whole,
in salt right now.
Ah,
We
Yes.
drinking that salt.
Alright,
Oh,
sorry
yeah.
it took a while. Okay. Next.
I'm salty, Chaos. Very salty.
Alright,
look at
since
the score, Chaos. Look at the score.
Bruh, I can't bully.
Since Mari and PK got that wrong, Sheikah, you have a chance.
Yeah.
Go, Sheikah.
check those for 300.
Check those for 300. Clear the buzzers.
Wow.
A specific type of counter hit in SF5. It makes the enemy spin violently, leading to devastating combos. Okay, Mari?
What is a crush counter?
That is correct. What is a crush counter? Good job.
God damn it.
Mari, you have control of the board yet again.
I'll take FGC History 200.
Okay, FGC 200. Let me clear the buzzers. FGC history.
B.
This player mained king in one of the greatest runs in Tekken 7 EVO history in EVO 2018. Ooh. Mari?
It's Lil Majin.
That is correct. Who is
Yeah.
indeed Lil
Damn
Majin?
it.
Who
I watched
is?
that shit. I watched that shit live.
I
Everyone
was
watched
getting
that.
confused with Majin Obama.
That's a different
It's
guy.
Lil
I
Majin.
don't think they
Good
have the
job.
same name, though, are they?
They have the same Majin, because Majin's from Dragon Ball, right? Yeah, Majin Buu.
Okay.
FGC History 300? You were there, Roa? Fuck, that's
FGC
poggers.
300. Alright.
I know, right?
Buzzers are clear.
Yeah.
Alright, FGC 300. In an EVO Smash Bros. 4 Wii U tourney, whenever this character was picked, the crowd booed. Damn, Mari. Okay,
Who is Bayonetta?
that is correct. Who is
Yeah.
Bayonetta? Damn, Mari is slaying it right now.
Even I know everyone hated fucking Bayonetta.
I was thinking Meta.
Mari, I said
You-
Smash
you
Bros.
thought of
4
someone
Wii,
else?
dude. Alright, Mari, you still have control of the board?
Can I take FGC History 500?
Oh, cleaning out that category, alright.
Let's go.
Buzzers are cleared, okay. Daio used this character to defeat Infiltration in SF4 in a 0-pixel comeback in 2015. Whoa,
I have no idea.
that was fast, Mari.
Who is Evil Ryu?
That is correct. Who is
Damn, I didn't know that
Ryu?
I'm not saying
All
cans.
those fucking Daigo compilations are finally paying off.
Man, I know nothing about Street Fighter and Smash, and all these questions are Street Fighter and Smash.
I'll take Streets for 100.
Alright, Streets for 100. Buzzers are clear. This is the name of Akuma or Goki's fighting style. It's Mariva again!
I'm not 100% sure, but I'll try it.
Hmm,
What is Satsui no Hado?
that is correct. What is
Yeah.
Satsui no Hado? Good job. Can anyone stop Mari's streak?
I don't think it's possible for me to make
Damn.
a comeback.
You can make a comeback.
Yeah, you can totally
Yeah.
make fun. You get like 2 of the 500s, and you're
I mean,
almost
I
there.
might be able to beat Chica if I'm lucky, but that's it.
Okay,
Remember, Mari can wipe out Streets category, but there's still 2 categories that aren't purely Street Fighter.
That's true, that's true.
I
I'll
need
take,
you to do Smash.
I'll take Streets 300.
Streets 300. Mari really making the most out of her almost.
If it's fucking working out, I'm gonna
Yeah,
fucking keep
alright.
going back.
This is the CTU, or Counter-Terrorist Unit Organization that Crimson Viper belongs to.
Uh,
Oh boy.
this one I'm not sure.
Alright, I'm starting the timer for 30 seconds. Try to refresh your memory.
I don't even know who Sea Viper is.
Okay, Mariva.
This is a straight guess. What is Interpol?
Oh, that is incorrect.
God damn. I know
That's minus
Chun-Li's
300.
Interpol.
Yes. What is
Uh,
CIA?
The CIA, oh my
She's
god.
fucking CIA,
Yes,
god damn it.
Crimson Viper is belongs to CIA, while you are correct. Chun-Li belongs to Interpol, while Cammy belongs to MI6.
Let's be real, no one in the CIA is that hot. No one who goes into the CIA is doing it because they're sexy.
Fair.
Alright.
Black suits,
Alright.
though.
Alright, PK, you are the lowest right now. Let's give you a fighting chance. You have control of the board right now.
Okay. Make some good noise for 100. I want to
Wow.
see
Make
this one
some
is.
good noise for 100. Okay. I will play a song.
It's cursed. No, it's just, I don't.
My OBS says otherwise.
Oh, there we go, it's fine
Okay,
now.
there we go. It's fine now.
But you're like delayed. Let me reset.
Yeah, restart it again. Okay.
Okay, now it's fine.
All right, you guys can hear it. You
Yeah.
guys can hear stream. I need to check
Yeah.
for all 3 of you.
What?
Like PK, Sheikah, you can all 3 of you can hear my stream right now.
All good.
Oh, good. Okay, I will play the theme on Mark, which will be after 5. So give it a good listen. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me just look for it. Found it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mark, and you can buzz anytime. No one's
I've
buzzing
heard
in.
the song. I have no idea
Whose theme
what
it
song
is.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
30
no, I'm,
seconds. Okay,
I'm-
TK buzzed in. Alright,
Go for
TK,
it.
go for it.
I want to say it's Chun-Li's theme.
Oh no, that is wrong.
Darn it, okay.
And you have to say it as a question.
That too.
Who is Chun-Li's theme, but it's wrong.
What is
What is China? I don't know
That
anymore.
is wrong. What is
Darn it.
Elena's stage theme? Or alternatively, you could have just said the title of the song, which is what is beats in my head.
I knew it. Oh my god.
I didn't even know who that was.
I thought it was Elena, but I wasn't sure, so I didn't say.
It is
Darn
indeed Elena's theme.
Ah, Smexy
He's
Tails.
sexy.
Alright,
God.
Sheikah, your turn to ask a question. Go ahead. Sheikah? Guys, did something happen to Sheikah? Wait, Discord is being fucky wucky right now, hang on. Alright, we are back, guys, but hang on. Discord straight up just crashed. The heck? Just straight up lost connection. This is so weird. What the fuck? No route? What? Hang on, guys. No route? What? The heck is going on?
Managed to taunt.
Here I play
There
with
we go,
like,
there we
high
go.
level,
Sorry,
like
my
a
bad.
Tekken, true Tekken God. Or she's the Tekken God
guys,
Brian
can
main.
you-
He can do it.
Can you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
hear me?
Yeah, we
That's
can hear
a
you.
shout.
Yay!
Hear you.
Sorry, yay.
The routing to the like no path, like what? No route. Like I had to change the server to Hong Kong for the voice chat. That's fine. What matters is that we got it working again.
Yeah.
Okay. Sheikah,
But
you're the only one who well technically like get a wrong answer each of these, so your turn.
yeah.
We tech these for 200.
We tech these for 200.
I can't even read it because it's all blurry on my
This is a move property that happens in Tekken when a move connects at the best possible range and deals more than usual damage than it would if it didn't.